Okay, greetings, friends. So this will be the last component, or the last lecture component, I should say, of the tax class. Uh, Most of you I saw earlier today in intermediate. For those of you that I did not see earlier today, I just wanted to go quickly over some exam logistics. Since next Thursday is actually an honorary Friday schedule-wise, we don't have class, and so my original plan for the midterm wasn't going to work. And I think I told you guys this already. I know I told you if you're in intermediate, but because of that, it's going to be an online exam. It's already online, ready to go. I think it will come live for you all and be available to take this evening at 5 or 6 p.m. However, it is a 90-minute timed exam. There are 40 questions. So I would advise you to pick 90 minutes when you're available and sit down and do the whole thing all at once, because I don't know if it will let you jump out and jump back in at a later time and still have, basically I don't know if it just monitors 90 minutes of time in the exam or whether it's 90 minutes from the moment you push start, whether you're actually in the exam or not. So anyway, give yourself 90 minutes, do it. Because of the time constraints, this class today is going to be me just telling you what the question types are, like I did in intermediate if you were there earlier today. But just to give you an idea of where to go to look for them, for the resources you would need to answer the question. Because in the end, especially with tax, anything obscure that you don't know just from doing a lot, that's the same thing you're going to do. You're going to look up, you're going to find the answer in the documentation, the resources that you have, and you go from there. So this is actually a pretty good exercise, even if you don't know the answers, for just a day in the life of working as a tax person. Speaking of that, I know I mentioned this in intermediate as well, but we were planning tonight to do a in-class tax, corporate tax practice form, basically. It's just some software that's offered as part of the Connect software package. But anyway, I guess because it's still in beta or something, there's no way to get it without paying extra for it right now. I think it will be available in future years. Anyway, it wasn't going to be worth doing it for the amount of time that we were going to be able to spend with it. So in addition to that, several people weren't going to be able to make it to class tonight, or I know the baseball team has a game this afternoon, and it was going to be cutting it close if they could make it at all. So no class tonight, so this would have been your last class day. That's what I'm giving you right now. Didn't want you to be deprived of my smiling face, or I guess in this case not so smiling, but at least pink bearded face. So obviously I'm not going to show you what I'm looking at right now, because that is the actual exam questions. But as I go through, I'll tell you the number, the type of question. It's either multiple choice or true false, and we can go from there. You'll see these, again, the final is in Connect. You can access it later today or tomorrow, and it will be available until Friday, May 12th at 11:59 p.m., which is the last Friday of finals week. Your homework, anything you haven't done, is due May 5th, so 1 week before the final, the homework's due, so a week from tomorrow, May 5th at 11:59 p.m., and that is the final due date for all homework this semester, including what was due before midterm. So if you haven't done that and still want credit for it, I will still accept that with no penalty up until May 5th. Okay, so with those logistics behind us, look at these questions. For number one, it's multiple choice, and we're characterizing amount and type of gain or loss in a transaction is basically what you're doing for number one. And like I said, multiple choice. Number two is, well, I guess there are a couple that are not multiple choice, true, false. This one I'd actually like you to take a stab at, even though it's not either of those things. When you are, well, yeah, I'll have to hand grade this particular question, so just put as much info as you can there. But you're basically going to want to look at section 1239, and again, what we're looking at here is amount and character of gain. Question 3, multiple choice. So you're basically given 4 sections of the tax code, 1239, 1250, 1245, and 291, and you're asked questions, you're asked to pick which one of those sections deals with a certain thing, or which does not. So just kind of have those sections available to look up. Again, amount and character of a gain or a loss based on a transaction for number 4, and that's just a fill in the blank. Section 1231, amount and character of gain or loss for number 5, multiple choice. 6, true, false, dependent care expenses. How they're classified for tax purposes. 7, multiple choice. Dealing with income tax withholding. 8, true, false. Need to know what is the exercise date when talking about stock options. 9, multiple choice. What is a bargain element and how do you calculate it? 10, multiple choice. Cafeteria plans. Dealing with benefits, employee benefits, and cafeteria plans. 11, multiple choice. Let's see. Roth IRAs. You know, tax consequences associated with Roth IRAs. 401ks and the tax consequences associated with those. True, false, number 12. Employer-provided qualified retirement plans, multiple choice, just characteristics of them for number 13. Number 14, distributions from a defined benefit retirement plan, taxability, multiple choice. 15, multiple choice, defined benefit plan, characteristics. 16, home-related interest expense, deductibility thereof, for number 16, multiple choice. The deductibility of home-related interest expense on a mortgage. 17, home office business use deduction characteristics, multiple choice for 17. 18, regarding excluding the gain realized on the sale of a residence, you need to know about the components or characteristics of your principal residence and how that relates there. 19, true, false. Home equity indebtedness, and basically is there an income cap on deductibility of interest on that. 20, multiple choice. renting out your home and deductibility of expenses associated with that. True, false for 21. IRAs and employer-sponsored retirement plans and how they relate to each other. 22, multiple choice. Distributions from a defined benefit plan. 23, true, false. Deferred compensation plans and their taxability. 24, defined benefit plans and their classification to beneficiaries. True, false. 25, multiple choice. Simplified employee pension IRAs. 26, true, false. AMT exemption as it relates to corporations. 27, calculation of tentative minimum tax for corporations, multiple choice. 28, true, false. Purpose of the dividends received deduction, what is it? Need to know that. 29, true, false. Non-qualified stock options. 30, true, false. Net capital loss carryovers. 31, calculating cash tax rate for corporations, multiple choice. 32, what is ASC 740? You need to know that. 33, multiple choice, deferred tax assets. 34, true, false. What is ASC 740 and what does it tell us? 35, multiple choice. ASC 740, what does it talk about? 36, multiple choice. Reasonability of shareholder employee compensation. Reasonability of shareholder employee compensation. Whether the IRS would consider certain amounts reasonable, what's considered. What will they look at in determining that? 37, true, false. Is a net capital loss factored into the computation of current earnings and profits? 38, multiple choice. What all is considered a dividend in a certain year based on information you're given about that year? True, false. 39, family attribution rules. And 40, last question, is multiple choice. And it is calculating current earnings and profits, which I think I might have told you I wasn't going to have you guys do, so I'm going to give everybody credit for that one. And that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, this is counting as our last face-to-face session, so I won't be meeting with you all anymore this semester. Other than if you need anything or need to make an appointment, I will be around probably throughout the summer as well. So just let me know.